John jumped from a 100-foot-high clock tower, but the next morning, he was completely unharmed. After waking up in bed, he drove off a cliff in another attempt to end his life. But even though it should have killed him, he woke up again at 6 a.m. He was stuck in a time loop. No matter what happened, every day at 6 a.m., he'd wake up in his hotel bed. Everything that followed the events, the people he met, was exactly the same as the day before. When he saw a beautiful woman he liked, he'd ask for her personal info, then use that knowledge the next day during the time loop to strike up a conversation. Knowing everything about her helped him quickly build a connection and ultimately get what he wanted. John was an arrogant weather reporter. One day, his crew went to Punxsutawney to cover the local Groundhog Day festival. At exactly 6 a.m. the next morning, the radio turned on as usual. John stepped outside and ran into a man he didn't recognize. They exchanged a few words before parting ways. Then suddenly, someone called out his name. It was an old high school classmate. John made small talk just to be polite, then turned to leave, only to step straight into a freezing puddle of water.
Comme c'est le premier pas qui coûte, tu peux sortir ton oseille.
As the event began, John greeted the camera with a professional smile and delivered the festival opening as planned. Afterward, he returned to the inn and tried to take a shower, but there was no hot water, so he gave up and went to bed. At 6 a.m. the next day, the radio alarm went off again, playing the exact same broadcast as the day before. John started feeling uneasy. He got dressed and headed outside. The same man from yesterday asked him the exact same question. Thinking he was being messed with, John shoved him against the wall, but the man genuinely seemed confused, not like he was lying. John walked into town and ran into his old classmate again. When the guy started asking questions, John ignored him and turned to leave, only to step in the same freezing puddle. Back at the festival site, John asked Helen to slap him in the face to snap him out of it.
C'était comment?
Super.
John had no choice but to force a smile in front of the camera, but faced with this repetitive scene, he threw down the microphone and left the event before the program was over.